The fat jokes in Friends are absolutely brutal, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we are the most fat-friendly pair of comedians on the circuit, because a joke's a joke, and it's, you know, but I can see why, if that's your issue, you're like, you dressed a tiny, skinny 25-year-old Courtney Cox in a fat suit to be like, look how fat she was! But she lost the weight, so it's fine.
No one would fuck her.
By the way, Matthew, have you watched the reunion yet, Dan?
I've seen the pictures.
Like, Matthew Perry is not.
Well, apparently he had dental surgery the day before the reunion, and that's why he's talking about mama.
Yeah.
Did he have
that doesn't sound like an agent talking shit at all. As if you were like, right, well, we haven't done Friends in 17 years. There's a massive reunion. What are you getting paid, Matthew? $1.6 million. Oh, but fuck me. You've got that dental thing before. And you know, because of COVID, it's a fucking nightmare. You can't repeat, but like, you're a multi-millionaire. The guy's worth $80 million, but you're like, dentists are a nightmare for cancellations. They charge you $40 if you cancel, so obviously we'll have to do it.
The only two normal ones are the two who haven't had any work done. Phoebe and Joey. They look
Phoebe's
the
had
most,
a bit of the old boot up.
a little bit, but she looks normal. Whereas the others look like
Jennifer
masks.
Aniston.
She looks like
Jennifer Aniston looks pretty fine, though, doesn't she?
she doesn't.
She looks good, but she looks like, and I don't want to do all this whole, but she looks like she's had work done. I'm not doing that. But like, she doesn't look normal. Neither does Ross. Whereas Joey looks like they finished Friends and he went, I'm going to do my own one. By the way, watching the Friends reunion and having them not once reference that the TV show Joey ever existed. Like, at no point did James Corden, even who was hosting it, like turn to him and go, what are you fucking thinking, Matt LeBlanc? Like, they didn't even do that.
Well, there was a slight reference. They went, they're all main characters. They could all be the main character of their own show.
Yeah.
And I was like, say it now, and he didn't.
Yeah.
They've erased history. So you never know.
Again.
Yeah.
That's how bad Joey was. They were like, well, what if we repeat it? Fuck, it doesn't matter. Just erase it, delete that shit.
I watched Joey.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No, but it was Joey's. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, I just watched Horrible Bosses because Sky threw it up.
She looks great.
Sneaky. Horrible Bosses is such a funny film.
Yeah.
It's really good. And Jennifer Aniston in that, I know it's like 10 years old now, but Christ almighty, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
I was never that bothered by Jennifer Aniston. She's like improved with age compared to Matthew Perry and like
but
Matt
now
LeBlanc.
she's gone. She's hitting the
Right, okay.
But Matt LeBlanc looks like he finished Friends, had a go at Joey, and it didn't work.
Right.
And then his agent went, right, well, you know, you got these film options, and he's gone, look, I've just been on $1 million an episode. I can't be asked anymore. I want to go and sit in Frankie and Benny's for 20 years and just keep eating pasta. I'll have some beers.
He does Top Gear, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't look like he gives a shit about it.
He looks more like he's into IPAs than he is
Has he done
Top
anything
Gear.
else? Has he done any other?
No, he's not done
I
loads,
can't
has
think
he?
of anything he's been in.
I can't think of anything. That's what I mean. I think he's just had 20 years basically off.
Yeah, with his money.
And he's done exactly what I would do with 20 years off and 200 million in the bank.
But that's why I think it's more startling, because David Schwimmer's just done a set of adverts, hasn't he? And I haven't seen David Schwimmer in virtually anything. I've seen him pop up a couple of times, but nothing I've watched.
Entourage.
And then he's doing those adverts. He's still dyeing his hair so that it's jet black. And you're like, holy fuck, 20 years have gone by and you look older. Like, whereas with Jennifer Aniston, maybe like, I don't know, she just feel like they've popped up more. Lisa Kudrow's been in loads of stuff.
Yeah.
So I've sort of seen her get old. And then all of a sudden, like, David Schwimmer's on an advert, you're like, oh, fuck, what happened? You look hungover as fuck. And Matthew Perry looks like he's a baghead.
Young. You just see young to old. Matthew Perry looks ill.
Matthew Perry looks like your granddad's mate. And I mean your granddad's mate. Like 80 odd years of age, fucked.
Yeah.
Like, he looked really, really, really old.
Looks frail.
How did he act? Were they all on good form? Or?
No. He's if you watch it,
He's like,
genuinely, he's leant over and he's frail.
Yeah.
He looks fucked.
what did the dentist do to you, Matthew?
And the camera the camera barely cuts to him if he's talking. It's a very wide shot.
Yeah.
It's very like, let's not look at Matthew Perry's face.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the Have a Word reunion in 17 years where all three of them, Finn's looking beautiful. He's had work done. He's now called Susan. Amazing. The Have a Word reunion's rough.
But yeah,
Do you remember when we used to talk about bumming dads?
if you haven't watched it yet, go and watch it because it was really happy, sad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. I think it could have been done slightly better, but it was good.
Yeah, it was happy. It was happy, but also like got you in the feels.
Yeah.
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 When's the 2 pints of lager, a packet of crisps, and a packet of crisps reunion? Is that?
They do a podcast every
They
week.
do a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, from 2 pints, there's one of them from the main cast who just doesn't keep in touch. Like, she's just like, fucking hate her.
Oh, really?
Louise?
I don't know. It's not Sheridan Smith, because she still talks to Ralph on Twitter all the time. I've seen that. And Sheridan Smith comes across as really sound, doesn't she?
I wonder if it's Donna.
Maybe.
Can't be easy to work with people over a prolonged period of time and not get fucked off with each other. Like to have all. Has there ever been any beef with the friends?
What are you trying to say?
With the. Well, no, we're fine.
No, they said at the start they were like, we're all best mates. And you can tell when they see each other, they're like genuinely like overwhelmed to see each other, like hugging and kissing, like, oh, I love you.
All of the Friends cast.
All of them together.
Well,
If they say at one point, like, if they ever got to a party, even if they were with, like Matthew Perry went with like a friend of his to a party, if any of the other cast were there, they just spent the rest of the night together talking, and they have to just say to the people we were with, look, I know we're here together, but you're not going to see me for the rest of the night because I'm going to talk to David Schwimmer.
Well, they got accused, didn't they, by the guest actors of being very cliquey. Like, they weren't very inclusive. They're friendly enough, but it was very clear that, like,
It would be though, wouldn't
you are not one of these 6. So when, like, Paul Rudd had a major role on it, didn't he? Like, there was those rumours of, like, yeah, you're not part of this team. And you're like, yeah, because you're not. Because if we have a guest in, we're super friendly to the guest, but they're not part of the Have a Word team. There is a fucking difference. I don't think that...
They don't get to shout at Finn.
No.
Oh,
They can't talk to Finn.
mate, if anyone...
Punch their head in.
If anyone sat on that car, I don't give a fuck who it is. We've got some big guests lined up, dared to talk to Finn. How me and Adam talked to Finn. Be fucking appalled. Where are you? Fucking.
He's being very quiet. Good.
He's being good. He's really
Do you know, I heard this was like, after like series 2 of Friends, you know, it had proper kicked off, and it was like the biggest show in the world already, with still 8 seasons to go. Like, all the actors, the main actors in it, their agents were like, you're going to be the breakout star, so we're going to get you. And this, I seen this years ago on an old Friends documentary on the TV channel E.
Yeah.
There's a Friends thing on that, which was great. It was actually better than the reunion. Like, if you've not seen that one, then watch that first, because it's actually better. And apparently all the Friends, like the main 6 actors, got together in a room with no agents and went, look, my agent's saying this, and I know yours will be, so we need to make a contracted pact now that none of us ever get paid more than any of the other. So if one of us gets offered $1 million an episode, you've got to give us all that. Like, we can't be like being auctioned off against each other, because it's just going to cause murder down the line. And they stuck to it all the way to the end. And for series 9 and 10, they all got $1 million per episode each as a basic salary.
Yeah. So if you ever need to know why that's worked out as like colleagues and friends, that's part of it. Like, me and Adam get paid exactly the same on this, and it doesn't half keep. I don't know. It's little things like that. You could have like demanded more, couldn't you? You had a bigger following when we started.
We are free to get our own sponsorships, and this week's episode is brought to you by Pepsi Max Cherry.
Mine's
mine's
Diet Coke.
Tango and mine this week.
Mine's Diet Coke.
Pepsi Max Cherry.
Tango.
For when you want a Pepsi
Diet
Max
Coke.
to taste
Tango.
a bit
It's
more like
better.
cherry.
I want money, Tango.
Diet Coke.
Pepsi Max Cherry.
Evian.
For when Pepsi Max isn't
No.
cherry enough.
Shh.
Evian.
If you have Diet Coke, you'll fuck a really hot man that's doing the windows at 11 a.m.
Patron.
You'll get bummed. Your dad, give it your dad.
Patron.
He'll get bummed.
Give me money.
Cocaine for when you're tired and you're drunk, but you don't want to be either anymore, but you don't want to go home.
Jeff Norcott, if you really want to piss off all the socialist listeners of your podcast, he's got a book out and they can get really noncy and whinge about it on
Ninja
Patreon.
Stars. I'm sponsored by Ninja Stars this week. Buy your Ninja Stars at ninjastars.com.
Merch. Draymond Weatherby merch. I'm sponsored by Draymond Weatherby merch.
This podcast is brought to you by Have a Word, the podcast.
Yeah, pay us, have a word.
Yeah. No, they're paying me.
No. Oh,
They're sponsoring me. So this month, out of the Patreon money, $2,000 you got to pay me because the podcast is sponsoring me, and I made the executive decision. You weren't in the meeting. It was just me and a representative of the podcast, which was me. Have a word the podcast brings to you. Have a word the podcast.
Yeah, I retract everything I said
we
before.
vetoed that one.
Yeah.
I vetoed that one.
I actually own all the podcasts because we remember the lock-in when we made a bet. Wet wipes. Let's have a break. Money cunt.
Wigs.
Shoes.
Wigs.
One shoe.
Wigs for when you're bald and you think, no, I'd rather not be.